All right, what's up? A little different video. This is GMAC. I'm kind of just going to go over my journey in life and how I found trading and why I know if I can do it, you can too. But I think why I'm good at trading is because of my traits growing up. I was an all-state baseball player. I was a pitcher. I was a good basketball player, um, football player, but I really excelled in baseball. And the mental game in baseball, you have to have it. And I think that translates very well to trading now that I look at it. So I'm used to having a lot of stress on my shoulders. But as a young man, I lacked guidance and wisdom, and went down the wrong paths. I was a spoiled brat and full of pride and ego, and I was grew up to love the Lord and things of that nature. I just chose not to. And when I got married, the first time I got divorced, I didn't know how to deal with it. And I started drinking, and drinking turned into drugs, and drugs turned into, a slippery slope to where I ended up. At that point, I didn't care if I lived or died. I really wanted to die, to be honest with you. And looking back on it, that's so stupid, but that's my mission now is to help. If I can help one person, whether they're addict or not, but that's why I try to lend my hand out to uh, to other people in recovery because a lot of people get the stigma. They get it's easy to dismiss them and judge them instead of having empathy for them because you don't know what demons they're struggling with. I never would have thought I would have struggled with drugs and alcohol as a 25-year-old man. I thought I was past that I was better than that, but then when I didn't know how to cope with life and I started down that path, I fell victim, to it, and I take full accountability for all my actions. I was a deadbeat. I was a thief. I was a very, excuse me, a bad person, and but I'm glad I went through all that because it made me the man I am today. And when 2020 happened, and the pandemic or whatever, I started looking around. I was like, damn, I got to figure something out. I've been lied to my whole life. I thought we was just supposed to work hard, support our family. I wasn't used to never having no extra money. I mean, maybe a little bit, but nothing crazy. But it really got me thinking that, you know, I got to do something. So I started drop shipping. I started, didn't like it, just wasn't passionate about it. A few other things. And then I stumbled across trading and, I found, the first support and resistance ideas. I put $500 in a Forex account and quickly got 300 of it back out before I blew it. But I passed the first Top Step account I ever passed. That's my banner profile as of now until I, get all that changed just for, it's funny. I passed the first one, but then I found ICT and he had the most complete catalog of, stuff on the internet that I saw. And, I don't believe everything he says. I don't think he coded the algorithm. I mean, he could have, but you know, a lot of stuff he does is for marketing, and he don't get enough credit for how good of a marketer and a businessman that he is because he definitely is. I see that, but it's just like I take the meat off. I take the meat off the bone and throw away the bone. Meaning, if there's some information that can help me, I'm going to take it, and then the rest of it, I'm throwing it away. And that's what you need to do if you do study ICT. Is you can laugh at his humor and all that, but don't get stuck in the drama of trying to defend him or thinking he coded their algorithm or you know all that other nonsense that gets carried away. But that's how I found trading later in life. Was I was just in a panic mode. Was like, man, I'm 38. I don't have nothing. I thought I was lied to, and instead of just sitting down and like a sad puppy and being like, just take it. No, I'm gonna do something about it. There's too much information on the internet for us not to be able to, if you truly want it, and can put down the Xbox and PlayStation and put down the scrolling and put down whatever the vices that are killing your time from when you get home from work. Um, you know, I was all of last year while working at the post office delivering the mail, I rented a one bedroom income based apartment. And then people was nice enough to let me rent one of them. And I walked back and forth to work for almost a year. I mean, my mom and dad let me borrow their car when the weather was bad. And I would walk to their house and take care of them. But by any means necessary, I'm going to do this. And that meant for me not having a car payment and car insurance at that time. That meant for me buying discount groceries, packing my lunch, and not splurging on things so I could have money for evaluations, for trading view packages, for, whatever. And I still have that mindset, even though I've got, close to 25,000 in profit. I don't know what my total payout is, but I know I'm getting close to 30,000 total. And I never would have thought that, but I'm not satisfied with that. I want hundreds of thousands because I've got big plans. I want to open up a rehab and a soup kitchen locally and anywhere that God will allow me to do it. Because everything that is not me, it's through it's through God. God gives me the ability, the discernment, and it's up to Him if it's His will for me. If I can withstand it, if I can take care of it, if I can manage it without it being a detriment to me, then that's what we're going to do. If not, I'm just going to keep working at the post office and keep trying because I'm not going to quit. I've quit my whole damn life, and I'm not doing it no more. I've got a beautiful wife that supports me. Um, she don't say nothing. She just encourages me. She knows I have a limit. Like when all my money's gone, I've got $100 that comes out of my check that goes to a special account for trading. So if it gets down to that, it's going to be one eval and then wait for the activation. But we're not going to get there because we're doing too good and we're learning too much along the way. But I just want to shout out like my mentors to talk about my recovery. I saw JD Delay. I started seeing a lot of him, and he blew up, and it just made me more feel like it's more acceptable to be able to talk about like my past. That was we're going on. Um, what is this? 2025. Going on 7 years. Clean, sober, a little over 7 years, and but I'm glad I went through all that. But people like him, and then like Aaron Trades and SMC Casper, and of course ICT and Jade Cap. If you stick to those people right there, you'll definitely learn something. But you know, I've I missed out on my daughter. She's 19. I missed out most of her life, and I hope we reconnect. Later on in life. But I know she had been lied to and stuff, and I just that's my why. That's my purpose is for my family, for my wife. We got a boy coming, and for my mom and dad, just to give us all a better life. Not to say, hey, look at me, I did this, I did this. No, I don't. It's by God. God's gonna make. God gets the glory, not me. Um, the mentors they put the information out there. It's just up to us to decode it, decipher it, use what resonates with us, and move on with it. And about my office, before anybody says, I've got a lot of work to do, but I do have an office now. It's downstairs. It's out of the way. You might hear some footsteps or some tricycles going, but I wouldn't change it for the world because when it's all still and quiet and I'm an old man, I'm gonna be wishing I heard them noises. So I know this video is kind of all over the place, but my journey as a trader started December 2023, and like I said, I was all over the place, looking through all the scammers, all the what's that one guy? What's his name? I forget, but he got exposed by I don't even know his name either, but he exposes it. Iman Trading, Iman Trading, yeah, the the Korean looking guy, whatever his name is, he made him change his name and everything, but he's still scamming people. And then like that Rally guy, I mean, they got 200,000 or 300,000 subscribers, and they never show nothing. They don't show a broker statement or trading prop firms like JCat, Casper, ICT, and Aaron Trades. Those are real traders. They show you their accounts. They show you their wins, their losses, their break evens, their firm dashboards, everything. If somebody ain't showing you that, you don't need to mess with them, in my opinion. Yeah, they might have good edited videos and they might talk slick and they might, you know, key in on certain emotions to get you riled up and get you, wanting that sort of thing and that lifestyle. But if you can't see verified results, you need to pack it down the street. So shortly after I started, I found ICT about a month in, and I studied. I'd go to work and I'd be listening to him all day. Sometimes I still listen to him ramble. I've heard all his stuff. I walk around, deliver the mail. I have an earpiece in my ear, just listening to that man just 24/7. When I sleep, I'd go to sleep with something in. I was being crazy about it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna trade on my lunch break. I'm gonna take it at 9:45 to 10:15, the best time of the day. And I got a couple payouts like that, but it was unsustainable because I couldn't stay off my phone. If I had a loss, I'd want to get back in. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna do the London session. So I'd set my alarm and I'd get up 2 a.m., 1:30 a.m., and I just couldn't sustain it. So that's why I had to choose Asia until I break the chains, get the subscribers up, start making some money off YouTube, start making good money off these prop firms during Asia, and then I will get to New York when I don't have to work. But for now, that's why I do Asia. But I've tried it all. I've tried multiple time frames. For my personality right now, I have to stick to the higher time frame on Asia is a 1 hour down to the 15-minute, the 5 minute, and 1 minute. If I was trading New York, which I always look at the weekly and daily, I'll go from the 4 hour to the 1 hour to the 15 to the 5 to the 1. And I would trade 9:30 or probably 8:30 to 10:30 or 8 to 11, somewhere around there. I wouldn't take no entries after 11, 11:10 would be my cutoff for that. But that's just kind of what I've learned. Um, I stopped looking at his stuff when, he's got so much stuff that when it starts being too much, you can't use it all. You have to find things that resonate with you. And to me, it was fair value gaps, order blocks, and liquidity, like time-based liquidity or hourly highs and lows with Asia, or session highs and lows, previous day, previous week, and that's my time-based liquidity. And or even on a 15-minute chart, looking at equal highs, equal lows, even on a 5 minute Asia, um, and looking at fair value gaps, how they're just watching order flow. Are we respecting these fair value gaps or are we inverting them? I mean, what are we doing? And then going from there, looking at order blocks in that direction. And that served me well. But I just wanted to kind of make this video before I blow up because I know I'm going to. It may not be now, it may not be next year, it may be 5 years from now, but I'm not going to quit until the results speak for themselves. But yeah, I went down a bad road in life, and I was able to learn from it. And like I said, I thank JD DeLay for being so open and transparent about his recovery. It made me feel like I was okay to share it because it's like a dark secret that you don't want to never tell nobody because it's a bad thing. But that's my goal is to make enough money off this to be able to to have the freedom not to have to go to work even though I'm thankful for my job, but to be able to open up places or I'm gonna start donating my time, which I already do to places, but I'd like to have my own place, get in the Bible more, maybe preach to them twice. twice a week, have a curriculum for them. Just show them, man, that you can pull yourself up. Because I didn't think you could at the time. That was my mindset was I thought my life was over, and I had my identity tied up into another person, a certain way of life, and it don't have to be that way. So I'm gonna do more videos that's recovery related. I'm gonna do some videos that are like Bible studies. You don't have to watch them. Um, but if you enjoy that sort of thing, that's what I'm gonna be doing on top of all the trading. But I'm just gonna kind of whatever's on my mind, we're gonna roll with it. But I got to get better at making videos, at talking, coming across, getting my point across, and editing. And I'm using a laptop camera right now. That's why it's like this. Um, because I'm still too shy about getting the old GoPro out and trying to hook it up. But I'm gonna look at the markets. It's almost 7:30. If I'm gonna trade this week, it's gonna be tonight, one night only, because the NFP. And God bless you, and good luck trading.